we are watching some Tier Zoo and we are watching the top 3 underrated animals. I have no idea what's going to be on this list, but I am interested. So I just want to say thank you for the people that suggested Tier Zoo. I have been really enjoying his videos. So thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate it. If you do get a chance, I'd appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. And be sure to go and watch Tier Zoo, like, subscribe to him. He does awesome work. But all right, let's see what these top 3 underrated animals are.
This episode was sponsored by Skillshare.
Oh my god.
Today, instead of looking at a specific expansion or set of variations within a class, we're going to do something a bit different and discuss builds that I think are underrated in the current meta. These tend to be builds that are often forgotten about in tier list discussions, because they either aren't part of a really popular class, or are part of a class that tends to be written off as weak. For example, let's look at the snail build. Snails are pretty much universally regarded as low tier, having the lowest mobility stat in the game, and not much else to talk about. While they do have strong defense due to their shell, this pretty much only ever stops players that are in or below their weight class. It's pretty rare that it will successfully fend off an attack from anything larger.
Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. That poor snail, he had no idea. He had no idea. He's just on his little snail hike and get nommed.
In or below their weight class. It's pretty rare that it will successfully fend off an attack from anything larger. This is because a strong defense isn't worth much without at least some form of offense to counterattack with. If your opponent has no penalty for repeated attempts to attack, eventually they'll land a crit without ever needing to put themselves in danger.
Oh my gosh. Is that mantis shrimp? Oh, aren't those like really mean and really strong? Cuz like don't they break a lot of glass, like aquarium glass and stuff? Oh.
For repeated attempts to attack, eventually they'll land a crit without ever needing to put themselves in danger. The best most snails can do in that regard is a pretty pathetic looking shell slap. But not all snails are so helpless. The cone snail runs a pretty standard snail build, with one important addition: the ability to fire venomous harpoons into their opponents.
Oh man.
This one ability elevates its power stat from one of the lowest in the game to one of the highest in.
Yeah, look how that was so sneaky. Wait, we got
But not all snails are so helpless. The cone snail runs a pretty standard snail build, with one important addition: the ability to fire venomous harpoons into their opponents. This one ability elevates its power stat from one of the lowest in the game to one of the highest in the game. Certainly one of the top tiers of the coral reef meta. Their harpoons can one-shot anything from fish to humans, and can even pierce mid-tier human aquatic equipment like wetsuits and gloves.
Oh wow.
So while snails as a whole are...
That is impressive. I mean, I didn't even know about this was even a thing to begin with, but the fact that, I mean, it can go through skin, gloves, or wetsuits, that's pretty impressive.
Mid-tier human aquatic equipment like wetsuits and gloves. So while snails as a whole are bottom tier, the cone snail definitely has earned a high tier spot.
Yeah.
Next, let's talk flight. When it comes to agility in the air, the most important attributes are the ability to hover in midair and having full 360-degree motion. Most players probably think of either the hummingbird or the dragonfly when thinking about agility, and for good reason. Both of these builds can fly with greater precision than most of the builds in the same weight class. But most of these players are forgetting the insanely powerful and underrated build, the robber fly. Robber flies are a modification of the basic fly build, which most people consider a low-tier throwaway class that's nothing more than a nuisance. Which is stupid because flies have some of the most powerful abilities in the game. The first of which is their reaction time. Playing as a fly means you play the game in slow motion and can react to your opponent's options much easier. This ability alone boosts the fly's defense stat from the mediocre level of most insects to much higher. But in addition to this, flies also make a very special change to the normal insect build. Instead of having 4 wings, they only have 2.
That is true, huh? I guess I never even thought about that. I know flies have 2 wings, but I never really, I guess, took in consideration that like there's a lot that don't have 2 wings.
Mediocre level of most insects to much higher.
Most of them have 4.
But in addition to this, flies also make a very special change to the normal insect build. Instead of having 4 wings, they only have 2.
Vsauce! I'm Jake, and why would 2 wings be better than 4? Well, it's not so much that 2 wings are better, but rather what the 2 lost wings have been replaced width.
Mm.
Flies traded their back wings for highly unique structures called hull tears. And hull tears are essentially tiny gyroscopes, similar to
Is that what make like do dragonflies have wait, dragonflies have four, right? Maybe? I don't know. Horseflies? Do horseflies have two? Now I'm like second guessing myself.
unique structures called hull tears. And hull tears are essentially tiny gyroscopes, similar to what you'd find in a drone. And just like in a drone, these provide the fly with extremely detailed information about its position.
That is so crazy that it's like a drone. What oh gosh, that's that very interesting. This is not what I would have thought.
Drone. And just like in a drone, these provide the fly with extremely detailed information about its position in space, allowing it to fly with unparalleled precision.
So most flies use this to dodge attacks or land on hard-to-reach places. The robber fly says, forget that. I'm going to use my superior aerial mobility and precision to literally catch bees, wasps, and hummingbirds
Oh
in
my
midair.
gosh.
Most aerial hunters have to catch prey in a lower weight class. But because of the robber fly's exceptionally long grab range, it can grab opponents while keeping
That
them
is
out of reach of a
impressive.
counterattack.
What? Wait. Bro's holding on to a leaf while he's killing this wasp? What? This is impressive. I think I saw one of these the other day.
Most aerial hunters have to catch
Look at him. That is crazy.
prey in a lower weight class. But because of the robber fly's exceptionally long grab range, it can grab opponents while keeping them out of reach of a counterattack. Then it can deliver its lethal armor-piercing bite once it finds an opening or the opponent tires itself out.
Oh man.
Robber flies are easily one of the best, if not the
Yeah.
best, solo aerial arthropod build in the game. But they tend to be
Damn.
overshadowed by more charismatic builds, despite being able to beat any of them one-on-one.
I would think so. Well, I guess if they can get a hold of them, yeah, I think it's game over for anything else. Damn.
Next, let's talk about the African meta. So when people picture the top tiers of this server, most of the time they'll bring up the elephant, hippo, lion, Nile crocodile, and cobra. And that's all well and good. It's when you ask about who they see as low tier that things get strange. Most people will include the usual suspects, but for some reason also include the hyena. I think the reason why players rate hyenas so low
Do they really? I wouldn't rank a hyena low on the totem pole, even with my like very limited knowledge of hyenas. I don't think I would put them this low, but I can kind of see why people do though.
for some reason also include the hyena. I think the reason why players rate hyenas so low is because they're always shown as getting griefed by lions.
Yeah.
And it's true, lions do body hyenas in a 1v1 matchup. But okay, two things. One, lions are easily A tier if not higher in the African meta. So having a bad matchup versus the best carnivore player in the region isn't saying a lot.
That's true. That is a good way to look at it. But isn't it like really dangerous for lions too to like want to go after a hyena because hyenas travel in like kind of large packs. So you're not just fighting one hyena, you're going to be fighting everybody in there.
So having a bad matchup versus the best carnivore player in the region isn't saying a lot. And two, hyenas have plenty of traits that make them more powerful than lions in specific
Oh yeah, don't they have like a crazy bite too, hyenas?
circumstances. Hyenas have much higher endurance than lions.
Oh,
They can run
okay.
significantly longer distances because they put more points into the cardiovascular skill tree. Their
Ah,
hearts take up double the body weight percentage that the lion's does. And so while
Oh.
lions can reach higher top speeds, they run out of stamina pretty quickly. Hyenas can sustain their top speed for miles, allowing them to chase down
wow.
builds that would easily escape
Yeah.
a lion. On top of this, the hyena's bite attack is one of the strongest in the
Oh my
entirety of the
gosh.
mammal guild.
Oh my goodness, it gravitates. Did it grab its dingly bop or was it grabbing nuts? Oh my goodness. I bet that got your attention.
On top of this, the hyena's bite
Ugh,
attack is one of
ugh.
the strongest in the entirety of the mammal guild.
The hyena has a bite force of 1100 psi. That's almost 7 times more than the average human's bite. This is enough to
Yeah.
crush bones, something that other predators in Africa lack. For example, big cats have to take down animals by suffocating them. Their bites don't actually
right.
do that much damage on their own, certainly not enough to break bone. But is the hyena's bite stronger than, say, a warlock punch from Ganondorf? in Smash Bros. Well, over on Vsauce 3, I go through 3 Smash Bros characters that could kill you, with one of them being Ganondorf's surprisingly deadly punch. So check it out after you're done here.
Thanks, Jake. So, like he was saying, the ability to crush bone with their bite grants them a huge advantage, allowing them to scavenge the skeletons of herbivores that were defeated by lions, after the lions have already gotten all they can out of it. Since they can't access the highly valuable marrow found in bones, it's free game for scavenging hyenas. And all low tiers know that they need to respect hyenas just as much as lions.
Oh my goodness.
In fact, entire packs of cheetahs can be driven away from their loot by only a few hyenas, since they know that one bite from a hyena may mean they never run again.
Oh man. Yeah. It's kind of crazy like how when you see some of these like interactions or like the dynamics of them, it's almost like they do know, but like how? You know, like this is what I think is so fascinating about the animal kingdom is that there's so many like I guess intuitive things that animals have and just I don't know how I just think it's incredible how they just know things like this.
So, while they may not be a top threat in the African meta, they're by no means low tier, probably either high B or low A tier.
Yeah.
What sets these builds apart from others is their unique set of skills.
This was a really good one. I really enjoyed this one. I think he chose 3 very, very interesting animals that I would definitely say are underrated for sure. I do feel like hyenas kind of get like a weaker rap for like 100%. I definitely feel like they are considered lower, but I don't think they deserve to be as low as their probably ranked. Robber thief or whatever fly thing, that is crazy. That was insane. I had absolutely no idea about that one, but I swear, or the robber fly. That's it. I think I think I saw one of these the other day. Like no joke. It's like it's weird that it showed up in this video because I wanted to. Yeah, it was like the other day because I think I thought it was a mosquito, but it didn't totally look like a mosquito. So I think I saw one of these. The snail thing was totally crazy. I didn't even know that there was a snail like that shot poison out. So that's kind of terrifying now that I think about it, because I always thought snails were, pretty easy going. I've never really touched a snail though, and I don't think I ever, because I thought if you touch snails, like the stuff, like the oils and stuff on your hands are really bad for them. So I always was like scared to touch a snail. Great video though, great video. I do want to say thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you being here. I also want to let you know that I do have memberships now. So if you do want to support the channel and become a member, that'd be great. If we get to like 10 or 15 subs, I want to start uploading a special video for you guys, like do members only videos on Wednesdays because I don't post on Wednesdays. So I could dedicate that to members videos. But yeah, it's there if you're interested. If not, no big deal. I just appreciate you guys being here, watching, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. So thank you. We have reached 600 subs, which is incredible. So just thank you. Thank you so much. I really enjoy making these videos, and I'm glad to see so many people are enjoying my journey of knowledge. So thank you. I just want to say thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.